But first up, a great Aussie cook-off.
We love our beef and we love our beer.
Cheers. Well, I can throw a steak on the barbie and I can open a can of beer, but at the Beef and Beer Masterclass, you'll find out there's a little bit more to it.
This is prime rib from Tasmania.
Craig McIndoe is the owner and chef at MUMU Grill in Crow's Nest, the only restaurant in Sydney specialising in sustainable grass-fed beef.
And you see that? Lovely bits of sea salt, Szechuan pepper, coffee.
In Craig's 2-hour Beef and Beer Masterclass, you'll learn how to cook a great steak and match it with a handcrafted brew. But hang on, did Craig just say coffee?
Coffee is hydroscopic, so it will absorb the juice from the steak.
It's bizarre, but it works. The ground coffee absorbs all those tasty runaway juices and traps them in the crust. And no, your T-bone doesn't end up tasting like a short black.
We use 100% grass-fed beef, or 100% sustainable beef, and we use all handcrafted, preservative-free beers, so it was a natural mix. Okay, so let's put this steak on the barbie.
Seal the meat, 2.5 minutes per side. Then finish it off in the oven for 20. Enough time to make a salad.
I mean, you'd be good with this with your wiggle.
Yeah, that's right.
Wiggle hands.
Yeah.
Extra.
Yeah, that's it. Extra power.
Now here's the real secret to a super juicy steak.
Let the steak rest for 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
So the blood goes back to where it should be, rather than being boiled into the middle. Look at that, perfectly medium rare.
Yeah, very tasty.
Okay, so that'll go out to the table.
Great.
Try that with some beer.
Beer has its place on the table alongside wine. I love wine, but beer does just as many things to match food as wine does, if not better.
Dan is the beer man, a beer snob in fact, and wants me and you to be one too.
Bitterness receptors, which is a big part of tasting beer, is in the back of your throat, so you actually have to swallow.
We have to drink it.
Oh, unfortunately. It's a real shame, isn't it?
Very big shame.
Oh, no, I know.
So let's
we're all
get into
very
it.
sad. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Dan has 3 handcrafted boutique beers for us to taste with our beautiful grain-fed beef.
Give it a bit of a swirl. Now we're looking for the 3 C's: colour, clarity and carbonation.
Like wine tasting, you have to pour beer out of the bottle to admire the colour, aroma and get the best of the flavour. After one very tough hour of tasting, we agree. Pale ales and pilseners, perfect with our meat. Keep the dark ale for dessert.
Beer and chocolate.
Beer and chocolate.
Who would have thought? What did you learn today?
Well, just how simple it is to pretty much cook the perfect steak. Some things you just don't think about, but definitely taking something away from this today.
And the beer?
I'm on my way to being a beer snob, definitely.
And I'm really impressed with this dark one with chocolate, I have to say.
Yep, I'd have to say that too.
Beef, beer and chocolate. 3 major food groups. Are we all happy with this?
Yeah.
I think so. For the last time, cheers everybody. Cheers.
It's bottoms up at the MUMU Grill Beef and Beer Masterclass. It's in Crow's Nest, and you can savour the flavour for $85. Call 9460 6877.